Hey, Latasha, I'm going to step away and grab something to drink. I'll be right back.
No worries. Okay. So, good morning and welcome to everyone. So we're going to cover designs and designs. So we're doing a 4-part series on designs, and I took some notes, but I wanted to share these 4 things. Give me just a moment. So what we're going to cover today is we're going to do a combo. Originally, we were going to do an intro, and then on Thursday, we were going to do troubleshooting, but I've actually tweaked it just a little bit. We're going to do an intro into designs as well as a troubleshooting. So the first 3 things that we're going to talk about as it relates to designs is this: creating folders, email templates, and landing pages. And we will give you tips, troubleshooting tips on how to use designs with those 3 things: creating folders, email template, landing pages. On Thursday, we'll follow up with the intro and troubleshooting for social media, print, agent sites, and video. So that's what we're going to tackle today. And for those of you that are on the line, you can either verbally tell me, raise your hand, and or put it in the chat. But if you could tell me what's the one thing that you hope to get out of today? What is the one thing that you hope to get out of today?
More of a comfort level with design, using designs.
Awesome. Was that Teresa?
Yeah.
That's kind of scary. I know most of your guys, the sound of your voice. Comfort level. What else? Anyone else?
I need help with an email template.
Email template. So we'll cover email template. It looks like I got a chat come through. Troubleshooting, Lisa. Thanks, Lisa. Anyone else before we begin? Okay, so let's get into it. So the first one will be, let's go into designs. So let me remove my chat. So again, for those of you that are not into Command a lot, this one tip will help you. If you need help navigating and you don't know what these applets are, you can simply hit the red area and then it will elongate and tell you what each applet is. And the applets are what we refer to them lovingly as. Some of you may not refer to them as lovely, depending on if they don't work for you, but that's a whole nother issue. So having said that, I guess I have my coffee crew because I've got too much coffee. So sorry if my jokes don't land appropriately. So my partner in crime is laughing at me. So designs. So let's get to designs. And hopefully, well, it's thinking about it. It's really thinking about it. Let's go. So for those of you that wondering why my screen is dark, we're having some issues, or I'm having some issues. So I'm in an incognito window. And so that's another tip. And if you're a Chrome user and you ever have any issues, first of all, Command functions better in Chrome than Safari for the Mac users. And then if you continue to have issues, a troubleshooting technique is to click the left, or excuse me, to the right. There's 3 horizontal dots. Click on that and you go into new incognito window if ever you need to. So we're in designs now. The first thing I want to share with you is this tip. Again, we're covering email and landing pages, and then social, print, agent site, and videos we'll cover on Thursday. But this is the first thing that I want to show you. So I'm going to show you how to create folders. So let's do this. I'm just going to click email for now. And then I'm going to hit my plus sign. Again, it's going to confirm that you want to be in emails. And then you hit on next or select next. And so now basically you're in your templates for creating emails. So let's do, because it's not, what I want to do is be in Webrand. So let's do social. Let's do social. So because that's where you create your folders. So now it connects me to Webrand. Okay, so when you are in Webrand, and how you know you're in Webrand is you'll see your template will look like this. And so the file path that I changed, I went into socials, I hit the plus sign at the bottom, the Teal is your friend according to me. And then from there, you go into Webrand, you're directed into Webrand. Rebrand is where you will see all your templates. And so you have templates here, then it says My Designs. So then what My Designs is going to feature all of the stuff that you've done within Command as it relates to designs. And so one of the tricks or tips is to does everyone see where it says to the right, new folder? If you don't, you have to physically click and drag all of our videos to the left-hand side, and then you'll see new folder. So this is a way to keep you organized moving forward. So you would simply click on new folder, and then you would type it new folder. I'm just gonna say designs for part series. And then what you do is if you want, once you start creating stuff, you can put it in there either once you save it or after the fact. Let's just say I want to put this one in here since this is a design. So I'm just going to move it up and see how it overlays. And then it shows out designs 4-part series, and I just release it and then it save it. That's just a way to keep you organized moving forward. So that's the one tip. So we're going to get out of Webrand and go back into designs. Okay.
When
Question.
I look at My Designs, I have a hard time telling, is that an Instagram or is that like an 8.5 by 11? Like I get confused about which is what kind of design.
So there's 2 ways that you can do that. The best practice, in my opinion, and Robert can weigh in on this, there's 2 ways that you can look at it. So the first is this: when you are creating the design, and might be better for me to be in here. So let me go to this file path again, social, my teal, confirming yes. And I'm going to go back into Webrand to make this point. And then go into My Designs. So there's a couple of things that can help you. Number one, depending on which template you select, how it previews or how it looks shows you which template or which system you're in. For example, typically when you're posting to Facebook, you want to be in the wide angle. And so if it looks like this is a wide angle, which it is, and you know it's in Facebook, and then here you have the FB because I saved it as FB. So that the first tip is to look at the dimensions, the width and the height. If it's higher than it is wide, typically that's going to be a PDF without you knowing anything. So then the other second tip is I would also get in the habit of also saving it. So for example, if you're creating a Facebook whatever, then call it whatever it is and then just put FB at the end, or IG for Insta. So that would be the second best practice until you get familiar with it. It's just because I'm in it so much, I can pretty much look at it and tell you where I posted this or how I created it. And I don't know, Robert, if you want to weigh in on something else.
Yeah, I was just gonna notice that, or say when you go in to create a new design. So if you go up to the top of that page, you were there.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Just create a new social. Yeah. And then when you say file new and you create a new one and you say custom, there's a whole bunch of lists that pop out for you. And you can actually My Designs and then start from blank. Oh, no, go back to My Designs.
Okay.
Yeah. And then start from blank. And then custom size. And if you look at all these, then you've got your layout set up for you. So once you start creating some of these just from a blank, you'll start to see the dimensions, and you can save one as a social wide or a social, that kind of thing. You'll know how that looks. Save that as good design for Facebook, right? And so you'll have that template in there. So the rest of them look like that. You'll know they'll be good for what you're trying to do. Does that make sense, Bonnie?
Yes, Robert, it does make sense, but I feel like I'm going to have to do trial and error and try all those ones to know which one's the good one. If there was like a cheat sheet that would say, the 1200 by 600 is what we use for Facebook or whatever, that might be
Yeah.
I don't want to spend time making a design and find out like
think
the edges are
the
cut off.
The other thing I would say, and then we can definitely move on, I would do this. So for example, use this because it does help you as a guide here. So for example, if I go into business basics, and let's say I want to do social branding, it's going to tell you what it is. So Twitter covers, LinkedIn covers, Facebook covers. So if you were in the business cards, it's going to tell you portrait size business cards. So let that also help be your guide in terms of determining which ones, because these templates, keep in mind that these templates have already been authenticated and are created to best suit Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. So they've already done the hard work for you. It's just a matter of you finding what you want to do and then just making sure you save it appropriately to make sure that that's what it is. And so you can recognize it.
Yeah, I understand that cheat sheet thing because, when you do Facebook Live, it's long portrait that posts, right? But you're also allowed to do a square inside of Facebook and post, and it just kind of crops off the sides. But Facebook really likes that wide design when you're posting as just a post. So there is a bit of confusion. How do I want to do it? Because you can do long, you can do wide, or you can do square. Just depends on what look you really want, right? I think wide gives you a better view on a Facebook post. So Instagram's different. I mean, they all tend to want to do their own little thing. Instagram likes the square, right? So yeah. So it's just, like you said, a cheat sheet would be helpful.
Sean, you had a question or did you lower your
Yeah,
hand?
hi Latasha. Sorry to join you a little bit late. This is some really good, can you show me from the home page real quick how you got to this template page? Because when I
Sure,
click on designs, I'm not seeing it. Thank you.
Hold on. Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to go back out. So from original dashboard, I went into designs. From designs, you'll get a list of email landing. And then from there, I just did social. From
Gotcha.
social, I did my plus sign and then it connects, then it says next to confirm. And then it takes you to Webrand where we were.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so next, email template. So I want to stress this at the onset. Many of you have asked about email templates within Command. And I say this, and we say this, Robert and I say this to all of the agents, is the function, it really depends on what you're trying to do. And most of the agents that we talk to have a specific thought in mind or a vision for what they want their clients to receive, which are absolutely, legitimate and wanting. And so what we try to tell agents is the email platform within Command is really not once we get into the what's and the whys, it's really not going to function to the level that you want it to in terms of how it's going to look aesthetically and how people are going to respond to it. And so one of the workarounds that I wanted to share with you in terms of the email template is this. If you're using, for example, MailChimp, and we're going to focus on MailChimp today. If you're using MailChimp and you have a free account, you are allowed, I want to say it's up to 2,000 emails that you can send out of MailChimp. What you can do is utilize the free component, because free is always good if you can maximize it. You can create the email template, and then from there, you would want to export your HTML out of MailChimp, put it into Command. And the reason why you would do that is because within Command, you get to send out 5,000 emails per month. And so that's the workaround that you can still utilize email in a sense that you can send out all of your email correspondence within Command. So let me show you how to do that. So I'm going to stop. Well, I might be able to, let's see if I can do this. Can you still see my screen? Because I did my desktop. No, some people can't.
Yes.
Oh,
I can see it.
Okay, so let
I can
me
see it.
stop share. Let me stop share and make sure. Hold on. Okay, so let me share again. And what do I want to do? I'm going to go to my desktop this time. Okay, so now can you see my YouTube channel? Okay, all right, good. or not my YouTube channel. So now I'm into MailChimp. You can't see my password. All right, so then within MailChimp, so if you're familiar with MailChimp, you would go in and then you would create your campaign. So you would click on all campaigns, and hopefully it doesn't take too long. I knew that was going to happen. Hold on, give me just a quick second. Don't have it yet, hold on. I feel like I need some music to entertain you. Sorry about that. Here we go. 6, 6, 9, 5. Okay. Oh no, I'm gonna do all that.
Okay.
Hold on just a minute. Okay. All right, so back to where we originally were. So within campaigns, again, MailChimp, you would hit create campaign. I'm not going to do it now for the sake of time, but you would create the campaign, then you would select the template that you want, look for the ones that you like. So then once you create the campaign, then you would save it as an email template. And then once it's saved as an email template, you will go to email template. And so now it'll show up whatever it is, your 4-part series. So what you want to do is the first thing you want to do is, or excuse me, the second thing you would want to do is you click on the options to the right, the drop-down menu, and it says export HTML. So you're going to click on that. It's going to give you a message. You're just going to click on export template, excuse me. Sean, did you have your hand raised or that was from previous?
That was previous. Sorry, I'll turn
Okay,
that
all
on.
right. So then once you have it down, once the HTML downloads, you're going to click on it. So can you guys still see? Now you see my maximized database. Can you see it? Okay. So this is just a short little template I did for today. So then whatever it appeared, you'll see, you know, it appear. Then you just click on any white space so I right clicked any white space in here. And now get a pop-up where it says view page source. You see that? So then you click on view page source. This is the code that gives you the graphic that we just saw. So then I'm just going to simply highlight all of this and copy. And right click again, copy. Then I'm going to go back into, now I'm going to go into Incognito because that's where I had my command. And can you still see my Incognito window? Okay, just want to make sure.
Latasha, this seems like an awful lot, but if some people are very particular about the way that they want their emails to go out, this is a good workaround for formatting so things don't get over to the right or to the left. They get justified just the way you like it. It seems like a few extra steps, but if you want to put out a really polished email going out, this is a good way to do it right now. Yeah.
I've had that trouble using a couple of different ways, and it doesn't look polished and it doesn't look professional. So I'm hoping this will look better. I'm thinking about this for just like a short newsletter. Would that be a good purpose for this, Robert?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I think it would. Yeah, I think once you get into that MailChimp and you get used to their templates there, the creation of that is very similar to what happens over in Command, but the formatting and the, I guess what they call the WYSIWYG editor, what you see is what you get editor, it is better over there than we have currently in Command. So yeah.
So to follow the file path, and I'll do it again, I'll back out just where I went back into designs, I went into email, clicked at the bottom where it had my teal plus sign. Then yes, I'm confirming that I'm in email. Then it's gonna take me to email templates and see where it says import HTML. So then I'm gonna click on import HTML. And where it says paste your HTML code here. So I'm just gonna right click, paste, allow. And hold on, and then import. So then there's always gonna be a few fields that don't translate for whatever reason. So you can just do agent name or whatever it is. You can just fill in something as a drop down. You can always go back in and edit it. So then there we go. It's exactly the way that I want it, and I'm good to go. And I can send this out if I wanted to edit it even more, I could. But exactly how we saw it in the beginning, once I copy the code, import it as an HTML, and then you have your nicely formatted, well-polished presentation that you can send out via email campaigns. Robert, did you want to add something? You can save it and do whatever. So, and then I'll take some questions and then go to one other thing. But Robert,
I think one of my questions would be, see that block at the bottom? How do I get rid of that block at the bottom there?
So you can get rid of this by when you create the tab, or excuse me, when you create the email template within MailChimp, you customize it to exactly how you want it to look. So in this case, I added the footer, then I would just simply take out the footer if I didn't want it. So if I wanted to, however you want it to look on the MailChimp side is exactly how you create it. And then that you copy your code from there and then it comes in. So this is how I created in MailChimp. If you don't like the way this looks or you don't want the header and or footer, you do that in MailChimp to carry it over here. Great question. Anyone else?
I was just gonna add,
oh, sorry.
I was gonna just add a tip. When they're copying, where you scroll down to try to copy all the code, what happens to a lot of people is that they'll miss some of the code on the front end or the back end. If they just hit their control key and the letter A, that will select everything. And then if they hit their control key again and the letter C, it'll copy it.
Right.
So they're just two keystrokes. And then when you paste it, it's control V, or you can just hit the paste. But there are 3 key steps that will save you not missing the text or the code that you want to include. Unsolicited.
Yeah. And then, yes, and then just make sure that the codes are different for Mac or PC as well. So just make
sorry.
sure.
Yeah, that is definitely PC.
Yeah. So just make sure that you are in the correct short text. So I'm just going to X out of here and then do one more. Discard changes. Okay, so that was the email template with their email tip, and then landing pages. So landing pages, if you have created a KW branded website in times past, you would be able to go into your agent sites. I'm skipping one to make this point. So following the logic, you would create your KW branded website. And then in times past, you were able to, within designs, go into agent sites and then edit your specific page, whatever that page was. We had a recent change into the back end for the KW branded website. And some agents have experienced issues with being able to edit specific pages within their KW branded website. This is a troubleshooting tip. If that is you, what you're gonna have to do is delete that, unfortunately, You're going to have to delete that page, whatever that specific page is that you cannot edit, and then go in and redo it or update it. Hopefully we will have a fix to where we don't have to do that, but I just wanted to give you a heads up on that. It's been a known issue for the last 2.5, 3 weeks, to where isolated issues in terms of updating your KW branded website. So I just wanted to put that tip out there. But let's go back to landing pages. So landing pages are, again, things that you created as a either standalone and or connected or standalone landing pages. And so let me take a step back even further. When would you do a separate landing page? Let's say, for example, you're sending something out, which we will get to on Thursday, within social, and you're adding a post or you're posting on Facebook. You create a design, you post it to Facebook, and you're doing a specific call to action where you want, emails, or you want whatever it is. And then maybe you're sending or funneling that person to a separate landing page. So then you would create a standalone landing page within your KW branded website. And I'm going to jump in there in just a minute, but I'll show you one. Hopefully we won't have any issues, which I knew we were going to. So let's go into consumer. So then within landing pages here, so I knew that there was going to be some issues because it's a known issue for the last 2.5 weeks. But when you're in landing pages, again, Teal is your friend. I know I'm in landing pages. You can do over to the right, create a new page. This is when you want to send people to someplace to do a questionnaire or whatever it is you want to do. So you have two options. You can do either on my agent site or as a landing page, a separate landing page. So I'm just going to do separate for now. Then you hit create. And then you can customize with your widgets whatever you want. So you could either have a branded header, or you can do the agent branding depending on which one you want. So click and drag it. And then green this time is your friend. So that's the branded header, how it will look. And then I just build out, if this is a lead form, then I'll build out the lead form. The one thing that I'll say, and then I'll let Robert weigh in if he wants to add anything. I did have one question from a Hilo agent, is they wanted to know if they can customize questions, meaning that if you're sending someone, if someone's on your Facebook page and you want to send them to, a lead generation or to get their email or whatever it is you want to ask them, unfortunately, there is no way to customize lead form questions. So if you want to do that, you would have to do something similar to like the email that I shared in terms of the troubleshooting, where you would go to like Wufoo or some other third-party app, create it, copy the HTML, and then come back in and paste it. So again, I know that may be a lot of work, but that's how you get that customization, because in general, command is really a plug and play type thing. And so if there's any customization or extra that you want to put in it for now, you're going to have to connect it or with a third-party app. So I'm going to stop talking and see if Robert wants to weigh in on landing pages and take questions.
Yeah, I was just gonna note the configure widgets down at the bottom. Just above that, there's one called content blocks. And the way it's worked in the past is if you drop in a text box in between where Latasha's branded header is and the lead gen form. So open up that content block one there, Latasha, just down below that, just below where that is, the content blocks.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yep, and then throw in a text. And now here you can also paste HTML code, and it'll read the HTML code. So I don't know if you still have yours copied with that design or not in your clipboard, but
nope.
In the past, you were able to insert HTML code here, and you could actually go over to the email design place, copy that code, and then pop it in here and have a lead gen form at the bottom, which is pretty cool.
I have a quick question. Why would you import the HTML when, isn't that an image? I mean, couldn't you have uploaded that as an image and dragged it over?
Correct. Yeah, I think the image was just a placeholder to show you what you could do in the designs over there. So if it was
Okay.
more extensive, then you would have all of that build out in the HTML. Do the control all and then the copy paste over, and then you would have much more in there than just an image. Yeah.
Okay.
Can I share something about the copy and paste?
Sure.
Yeah, Sean.
Yeah, because this is a little advanced for me, but a couple of weeks back, another agent showed me where he went to another site and there was the code for, like, say a daily update, and it was like live information. And for instance, he went in and copied and pasted the URL off of that, brought it over to his website, inserted it, and now his website has a daily active update. So it just doesn't apply to like static graphics. He imported a daily live updating feed that when you go to his website, you can click on and interact with. And I was like, wow, like how easy was that to put on his page? Click and paste.
So as long as, to your point, Sean, as long as you're copying the code, that's exactly what you get. So whoever the mastermind was creating the code, they specifically created the code for a live, interactive, up-to-date speed. So basically what you're doing is you're just copying that code and putting it in. So it's, it works for anything. So thanks for bringing that up as an additional tip, that it's not just for static information, but it's also dynamic. So things that change constantly, you can also use it for that.
Yeah, just keep in mind that you're opting into that code. So when that code breaks or becomes invalid, you need to be kind of on top of it to make sure that, if that link does take you nowhere, then you need to replace it with something. But yeah, a lot of times these things will go on for quite a while. Yeah.
Great points. So those were the two, troubleshooting and the intro for the email and landing pages. So I want to get back to one other thing. And then we will take any questions. Let me get out of here and go back into designs. So today we covered again the email intro and troubleshoot, and then also landing page intro and troubleshoot. So Thursday we'll get into the social, the print, the agent site. What I will also do for Miss Bonnie is I will look up a little cheat sheet in terms of for social media, for Facebook, Instagram, and anything else that I can find. So I will make sure that I have that to present to everyone on Thursday. In terms of activating or getting access to the recording, this recording, it should be up hopefully within 24 to 48 hours. Up meaning it will be uploaded into our YouTube channel, which is MC space 1002. And then that it will also be within a week at a glance as well, in terms of having the actual video that you can click on. So questions, comments, was this helpful? Ahas? Tell us.
What's the YouTube channel? How do you look that up again?
Oh, so go to YouTube. I'll actually go there for you.
Mm-hmm.
So YouTube. And then you would go, search window, MC 1002. And there we are.
Oh, gotcha.
And then just
Nice.
subscribe. Because I'm in my incognito window, it doesn't recognize me, so it subscribes. But once you subscribe, which I'll do it now, it'll ask you to log in and all that stuff, but we don't want to do that. But we will just visit it by clicking here. And then you have all the videos. So home takes you to all the videos. Excuse me, you can see everything that's uploaded. Yep. Here's the videos. And then if you wanted to, some of the videos have playlists. So if you wanted to look up by playlist, you could simply do playlist and you could look at a glance of all of the ones within specific playlists.
And subscribe and like, and you'll be right in the feed, right?
That is correct. And you should be receiving, once you subscribe, you should be receiving periodic updates when we have added or uploaded new videos.
Gotcha. Yeah, thanks, Latasha. That's a big aha.
Yeah, the playlists are pretty awesome. I like that. Yeah, that's cool.
Any other comments, questions, feedback? Was this beneficial? No?
No, it was good. I'll let you know how my newsletter turns out.
Awesome. Send it to me. I'd love to see it. All right. Well, thanks. We will be back. Same bat channel, same bat time. 10:30 on Thursday. And then Thursday, we will cover the rest of the designs and we'll get specifically into social media, which is one of my favorites. So
Thank you.
Hey,
aloha,
Mahalo.
everyone.
Thanks, Latasha. Robert,
Bye.
thank you.
Hi, guys.
Aloha, everyone.
Aloha.